My name is Idan. I run both Cheap Assist and Swift Assist. I built a company. If you don't know who I am, I built a company to 500K annual recurring revenue within the past 18 months. That is all about virtual assistants and hiring remote workers for ticket brokers. We're now finally expanding and helping different startups scale and grow using remote workers. So in this video, I'm going to be going over what should a VA actually do, how to delegate, buy back time, and get a return from your first assistant. If you're a small business owner watching this and you need help, feel free to check us out at tryswiftassist.com. There's literally zero risk. If you don't like the person we find you, you pay nothing. First slide, why founders get stuck. First of all, most founders get stuck because they do everything themselves. They're scared of letting go of the work they do because that's literally what makes the money, which makes sense and all. But in order to grow, you do need to learn how to finally give up control and delegate, because you can only do so much in a 24-hour day. Second is confusing busy with productive. Many entrepreneurs and founders are always on email, they're always texting people, they're always letting work come to them rather than attacking the work that moves the business forward. Number 3 is handing things off. A lot of founders, this is very common, they just fear delegating. They can't have the feeling of them losing control. But that is something that founders have to get over if they're trying to scale something big. Because if you start being scared of handing things over like your email, what makes you think you're going to give up control of the delivery of your product? And if you don't do that, how are you going to grow? Lastly is poor delegation habits, which I will be teaching not just through this video, but different videos as well as my short form content. First of all, the first thing a virtual assistant should do is admin tasks. This is calendar management, inbox management, task tracking, call scheduling and follow-ups, and then light research and reporting. If you ever feel like, hey, I don't want to do this and I know that my executive assistant can do just as well, you send it over to them. They deal with it however long it takes them, an hour, 2 hours. Even if it's not as amazing as what you would provide it's still going to be 80 to 90% as good, especially if they're a great assistant. And if they're an amazing assistant, they might even do it better than you. So on the right, you can kind of see the visual. There's the key tasks, the time-consuming activity, and the low-value work. All these types of tasks are tasks an admin or an executive VA should work on instead of you, because you want to work on the creative tasks, on the tasks that actually build the business and move the business forward. How to know what to delegate. The easiest way to understand what to delegate is to do a time energy audit. How do you do a time energy audit? So first thing, every 15 minutes of your day for 3 days straight. This is going to be very hard, don't get me wrong. You want to write down all the tasks you did. I went on my phone. I went on a walk. I reached out to this person. He checked my email. And you'll see that for half your day, you're probably doing busy work that doesn't actually move the business forward. Once you write all that down for 3 days, to be honest, it can be 1-2 days, but 3 days is going to get you great quality stuff. You mark them with E, D, and N. So, did it give you energy? Did it de-energize you? Or was it just neutral? This kind of gives you a sense whether that task allowed you to feel better, allowed you to feel worse, or allowed you to just stay the same. And that way, when you figure out what tasks give you energy, you're able to move your day in a way that allows you to have energy throughout your entire day, and you're always excited to move things forward. Once you write all that down, you think, what can I delete? What can I stop doing completely that I don't even have to delegate, that I just wasted my time doing? Did I waste my time going on my phone? If your phone de-energized you and took a long time, you should probably delete that task and not go on your phone. Or can you automate it? Can you automate replies when people message you on different platforms? Can you put something that can you just automate anything? Can you automate replies, people messaging you, and then instead of you having to message back, it automatically messages them back using make.com, using N8, whatever, different automation tools. The filter that you should be using is only I can do this, or can I train someone that could do this for me? If you can train someone that can do it for you, you should most likely delegate it, even if it's not right this second. And then what do? You look at the things that give you energy, you look at the things that de-energize you, and you look at the neutral things. You first get rid of the things that de-energize you. You either automate, delegate, or delete them, obviously, unless you have to do them. Once you do that, you can move to the neutral tasks. And once you do that, you can move to the energizing tasks that don't make you money. Because once you figure that out, you can find the best leverage tasks that you should be doing that both give you energy and make you a lot of money. Common founder mistakes. Most founders completely skip onboarding. They hire someone, they're like, go do this task. That is not how you should do it. You should first figure out what role you want them to do. What different tasks do you want them to start with, even if they're going to grow, which they should. Second, they don't have any outcomes defined or tracked. So what you should do is when you hire someone, you should have them track KPIs. So have them track specific metrics every single day. Like if they're an SDR person, you have to tell them, okay, I want you to track how many people you called, how many people you messaged, how many people you follow up with, and then how many replies you got, and then how many calls you booked. At the end of the week, you can look through it and be like, okay, these are the metrics you got. These are the metrics we set for you to hit. You hit them, you didn't hit them. What can you do better? What did you try this week that didn't work? What did you try this week that did work? And that way you continuously get better every single week by giving feedback and having defined outcomes. Lastly, this is kind of what I just covered. Review systems and growth paths. So every single week you want to review that the systems they did worked or the systems they didn't work. So if you tell them, okay, I want you to reach out to 100 people. If you review that and you said they only reached out to 50, you have to figure out why. You have to give feedback and you have to improve the next week. Growth paths this is where motivation comes in. So a worker isn't just going to do 100 tasks a day, no matter what, all the time, just to get their paycheck. Most workers are going to want a growth path. If they don't have that, they're going to find a company that does provide that. So make sure that you have a path from like an SDR agent to an SDR manager and so on. That way you have that ladder for them to feel like they're headed towards something. What delegation ROI looks like. So first, the delegating the low value tasks. Second, you'll get more time and energy. Third, the business starts growing. And then what do? You don't just stop there. You repeat. You get rid of the low value tasks, more time and energy, your business grows. It's a cycle that keeps repeating because low value tasks are low value tasks for different people. If you're Jeff Bezos, your low value task is not going to be the same as my low value task. How would start from zero? First thing, I would obviously find a gap in the market, find something that matters, whether even if it has competition, that's okay. If anything, it proves that it is possible to scale. Number one, I would hire an admin. I want somebody to take away all my super low value tasks that are not worth my time. I want to do everything to, one, get my first customer, and two, deliver on that promise. Two, I would delegate scheduling and operations, which is very similar to, this is kind of the admin work, what I will be delegating to the admin. Then I would focus on delivery, sales, and the product. So delivery, I want to hire somebody for delivery so that I don't necessarily need to deliver the product. Before that, I obviously have to create the product. After delivery, I then go into sales. I want to sell as many people on that product as possible, even if it's at a loss, so I can get feedback, so I can improve it, and so that I can get referrals. Because at the end of the day, if you have no product reviews, nobody's going to be willing to give you a shot, especially if you're charging them a premium for it. Number four is train your team. You can't just expect your team to go in there and deliver on what you want them to deliver. You have to give them feedback. You have to review. You have to train them. You have to make sure that they understand the product. You have to make sure that they understand the vision of the company. You have to make sure that they understand the role. So don't just do team meetings, but actually do one-on-ones where you work with them on their skills, because the more they improve on their skills, the more the company will grow. On the right side, you can kind of see the timeline: admin, delivery, marketing, sales, leadership. And then number 5, I would just scale my team. I would follow that ladder that I just talked about and make sure that the team keeps on scaling, keeps on expanding, and that before every step, I have the previous step systemized. So, delivery, I want to have that systemized before I hire someone for marketing. Sales, I want to have marketing systemized before I hire anyone for sales, and so on up until leadership, which leadership you kind of just train, talk, and just grow as a company. This is where it really explodes. Now, the final action steps. I want you guys to first identify the low leverage tasks that you're currently working on. I want you to do the time energy audit to figure that out. Number 2, write a clear role outline. What exactly do you need? Do you need an executive assistant? Do you need help with delivery? Number 3, create SOPs and recordings. If you need them to create a specific automation, you need to record your screen and show them this is how you work with this platform. This is how you do it. This is the standard operating procedure of how we work. Number 4 is hiring and onboarding with clarity. You use the role outline and you use the SOPs and recordings to have a very clear onboarding process that allows the hire to understand what they are going to do in the company. They are going to help the company grow. Number 5, you're gonna hold weekly check-ins, whether it's one-on-ones and team meetings or just one-on-ones. You're gonna check in with them and tell them, hey, look, this is what you did good, this is what you did bad. Let's look at the metrics. This is what you were supposed to do, and this is what you did. And based on all of that, you'll be able to know, are they a good fit for my company? Are they a bad fit for my company? Or is it my fault? Did I not train them good enough? After 30 to 90 days, you shouldn't know, is this person a good fit for my company, by measuring your time and ROI. So 90 days later, am I spending the same amount of time on the tasks that I hired this person to handle? Or did the person help buy back 15 hours of my week every single week? And that way you can calculate. Let's say you pay them $10 an hour. That means that they're getting paid $150 to take away 15 hours a week from you. How much is your time worth? And is that investment worth it? That's pretty much it. And then you just continue the cycle by hiring more and more people. And as you can see in this little cycle thing, you do a time energy audit, you create the entire system, which is the outline, the SOPs, and the hire and onboarding. And then you measure and keep checking in, which is that last part of it, which is the business growth. Which, go back to this slide, you can see this little flow. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or want me to make a detailed video about anything in this slideshow, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you want me to do. And I will see you guys next video.